Welcome to Hope with Holly. I am your host, Holly, having some hope, and I'm so excited today. I am finally going to introduce you all to my man, who I've been hiding from you for the last 10 months because, I needed to heal and I needed to find out if I could have a healthy partnership and relationship. And we have been together for 10 months, so I am going to interview him today. So without further ado, I would like to introduce you to Matt. You were such a good sport.
Okay.
Thank you so much for doing this, babe. He is a little shy. I mean,
Schmidge.
a smidge online, but not in person, y'all. He is the mayor everywhere we go. Is that true?
I do love to talk to people
In person.
in person
Yes.
and on the phone.
Yes, and on the phone. So here's what I have done. Are you nervous?
Yes.
Yes. I have written some questions that I thought you all might want to know. So I'm going to ask him these questions and interview him today so you all can get to know him better. So the first question is, tell us a little bit about yourself. They want to know, like, where were you born and raised? What did you do for a career? What would have your previous relationships?
Oh my Lord. All right. So I was born in Charlotte, North Carolina.
Oh,
We moved to Henry Bridge in 1986
oh, details.
and been out in the country ever since. Um, Graduated high school, joined the National Guard
Yes, at 17,
at
right?
17. Um, Worked at Home Depot for a while, and then I started my own business in 1998, and that's what I've been doing since then.
Because you own a landscaping company.
Yes,
You were also married, or you were with your ex-wife for 30 years.
29 years,
Yes, you had one son
one son,
who's now almost 28.
almost 28.
And then we met almost a year ago, and it changed your life forever.
Forever.
You're a silly goose. Okay, some few shallow, silly questions, okay?
Okay,
What's your favorite guilty pleasure TV show or movie? I know the answer to this.
I bet you don't.
Anything with John Wayne.
Well, yeah, I'm trying to think which John Wayne. McClintock is one of my favorite John Wayne movies. In Harm's Way is one of my favorite movies. So I really do like John Wayne.
You like the old
I
classics.
do.
What's your favorite quote by John Wayne?
Uh, what is it? It's
We'll come back to that one. Okay. No, here's a good one. What's your weirdest food combination that you enjoy?
why are you hitting me with all these hard like
This is
questions?
not a hard one. This is an
Like
easy one. I can
I don't
answer it.
have any weird. I'm
Yes,
basic.
he does. He puts
Basic.
ketchup on his spaghetti.
Well, yeah, but that's not weird. It's
He
tomatoes.
puts ketchup and sour cream on everything.
No, no, I don't put sour cream on Italian stuff. I draw the line there.
Okay. So yes, Mexican food, sour cream, constantly. Any other food, ketchup. What's your favorite childhood memory that always makes you smile?
Oh my God.
You
Any
know this one too.
anything Christmas related. Like one of my favorite memories is when I was little, probably 6 years old. My mom was single at the time, and we went and got a real Christmas tree. I helped put the tinsel on, and
Tinsel.
yeah, that's old school.
Hmm.
And then I laid up under the Christmas tree for hours, just watching the lights twinkle from within.
I knew you were going to say that one.
Favorite memory ever.
That is so sweet. And that's why I love you so much. Okay. Can you share your perspective on how we met and what attracted you to me?
I think it's a really cool story. So I found you on TikTok through the FYP,
Yeah.
and the video that caught my attention was something that was relatable about starting a new relationship post divorce. And at that point, I was starting or in my healing journey, and it really struck a chord with me. And so I didn't know you from Adam. And I was like, oh, I like this lady. She's got good advice. So I started following you. And then saw some other videos that would just pop up or whatever. And then I noticed it had on there in your location that you said Charlotte. I was like, oh wow, this lady is close by us. That's pretty cool. And it kept on following. Anyway, and then one time you were somewhere, and I was like, hey, hold on, I know that place. She must be local. And then
Yes.
the day after Thanksgiving, I went to the gym. It's an unusual time for me, an unusual day. You just happened to roll into the gym. It was a weird day for you and a weird time.
Yes.
I was working on the cable machine, doing tricep extensions. I saw you. I said, oh my goodness. I said, that is Hope with Holly. And I was like, that is really cool. I didn't know you lived in where we live.
Yeah.
I about to say where we live. I about gave up the beans. So I didn't know we lived that close together. And so you were talking to some friends, y'all were getting ready to start y'all's workout, and I was doing my deal. Well, anyway, I think something happened. You pulled a muscle or something,
Yeah.
and you went over to the mats and you were stretching. I had just finished up, and I said, you know what? I'm gonna go over and say hey to her and let her know that your videos really really did help me, really did.
Aw.
And so I went over and asked you if you were Hope for Holly. You were embarrassed,
I was
which I still don't know why.
like, oh my God, this man in the gym has seen me crying and has heard all of my trauma and about my dates. This is embarrassing.
So then we talked for a full hour.
An hour? We talked for an hour in the gym.
It was quite the wide range of topics within that hour too. It was really impressive.
Well, we're both talkers.
I think we are.
We're both talkers, so
One thing that was interesting too is like, okay, well, I got to go. She was like, okay, I got to go. I said, well, I'm gonna go hit the sauna because I usually go hit the sauna for 15, 20 minutes or whatever. And so I went and hit the sauna, and then as I was coming out of the sauna, walking out, you were coming out, and we just happened to meet again right
because
there.
I stopped and talked to other people.
And so then we walked each other out and we talked for probably, I don't know, 10, 15 more minutes outside.
And let me just point out that he said when my divorce is final, I'm gonna be asking you out and taking you to dinner. And I said, well, then you should probably have my phone.
And let me tell you, I am never that bold, ever.
I do that to people.
I am never that bold.
So then he started texting me questions about the videos that I was making. Very polite, you know, self-aware questions. And I was like, oh my God, I hate texting. I said, I'm going to be at this restaurant Friday night at 6 p.m. by myself because I took myself out to dinner all the time. If you want to answer all these questions, then let's just do it then if you want to meet me there. And you did. And it was a 7 hour date.
Yes.
Yes, we talked nonstop. And then he told me that he was loved Christmas. And I was like, bull, you're just saying that because you know I love Christmas and holidays. And so I called your bluff and I said, if you love Christmas so much, then why don't we hop in your car? That's not smart, y'all. I know that wasn't smart. But I did find out from people in the gym that they all vouched for him that he was a good guy. And so I said, let's hop in your gym and you take me to see your favorite Christmas lights. And by golly, he did. He took me to some of the most beautiful Christmas lights. And that's when I saw his awe and the magic in his eyes watching these Christmas lights. And I got so excited. And I was like, oh, he might love life. Oh, that's Alexa. He might love life like I love life. And this could be fun. And
What was so crazy about that night too? We started out at that one house that's popular in our town. I'm about
yes,
to say it again.
yes.
And that was a bust. And then we just started riding around to some of the other neighborhoods. And we happened to just come across a house, one best light display in our metropolitan region last year. And it was completely by chance. And then so pulled over, we got out, and the owner was out there. So of course we go up and we're talking to him,
Yes,
getting all the inside scoop and
I
everything.
know. It was so cute.
It was
Okay, next question.
okay.
Do you care that I'm a content creator and I talk about our business online?
No, I'm thankful that you don't tell them all of our business online.
Yes, I do withhold a lot, y'all.
But no, what I like is how you have a passion and you are taking strides to do that daily. And there's a lot of people that have a passion or have a dream and they don't take the steps forward to do anything about it. And you're putting your balls on the line and saying, "Okay, here I am."
I do got
She
big
does have
balls.
balls. She's got balls, y'all.
Now, people are going to take that out of
Not
context.
literal, not literal.
Why do you think you have been private and not wanting to be public yet?
Couple of things. I am shy on the internet. Even on my page, I've only been on my page a few times showing myself.
Because on he does have a TikTok account, which I don't know if I'm going to share with anybody, but he posts beautiful photos of his adventures and of his landscaping and puts it to inspirational music, and he's so inspiring too.
Another reason I don't want to do it is there's a bunch of y'all out there that's mean.
There are a lot of mean people, and he maybe you're not as
No,
politically correct as I am.
no,
Somebody in their place.
I'll tell them to FO in a heartbeat.
FO. Okay. How did you feel when I told you, or we talked about the 90-day rule? Because you already kind of knew that about me from following me.
I thought it was very, I don't want to say refreshing, but I liked it because then there was no pressure to say, okay, when do I go in for that awkward hug where you got to hold your butt out and you know, when do I go for and do I try for a kiss on the cheek or do I go for a real kiss? And I mean, it took all that pressure off the table, and all we had to do was focus on each other and talk and learn about each other's histories, our hopes, our desires. That is what I loved about it.
Yeah, it took pressure off. It helped us to really focus on building a friendship.
Yes.
Okay. Can you? Oh, here's a good
Oh
question.
God, here we go.
Can you talk about the qualities that you appreciate most about me?
Hmm. Here's a lot. So, she's a fantastic mother. I love that.
You gonna make me cry.
Yeah.
I'm gonna cry.
She's very driven. She has a set of goals and she's taking steps daily to to get these goals accomplished. Freaking love that. She is super intelligent. Super
You
intelligent.
think I'm smart?
Smart ass for sure.
Yeah.
But I love how we can talk, we can have deep, super deep conversations, but then we turn around and we can be silly or whatever too. But like our conversations are like hours long and so deep, and it's just I don't know. I've never had that before, and I love it.
You love it.
I love it.
Anything else?
I love stuff, but like this thing's making me like freaking go blank.
I have written down what you've said before.
Okay.
That I'm very communicative.
Oh God, yes, I love that. Sometimes it's bad because she does not hold back. He will tell you in a heartbeat.
Say what I mean without saying it mean.
Mm,
Do I say it mean?
sometimes
Really? Oh, I have.
there's been a
There's
couple of
been a couple of
times.
times.
Couple of
And I've
times.
apologized.
Yes.
Adventurous.
Yes. Like we spent 10 hours looking for a bathroom vanity Saturday.
So adventurous.
That wasn't adventurous because you didn't complain. You were just down for the adventure. I mean, we went to 8 different big box stores with a 60-mile radius of our metropolitan area. 10 hours, y'all. It was an adventure.
It was an adventure. Thoughtful.
Yes. Oh my God. So for my birthday, she got me a custom tumbler, roadie as we call it for
I've
roadies,
already, yeah, tough.
and it
Because
says
he has stops for sodas how many times a day?
too many.
Too many times a day. So I got him a roadie cup.
Personalized, and there was so much thought put into that one thing. That's probably one of the most thoughtful gifts I've ever received.
That is so sweet. You're so cute.
Seriously.
All right, enough about me. Maybe more. I don't know, whatever. Anyway, oh, can you discuss any challenges that we have faced as a couple and how we have overcome them? I have written down some notes too.
So we do have a couple of things we're working on. But the great thing is we acknowledge it and we're working on it and we're taking steps
Yeah,
to resolve some stuff. It's nothing like super duper huge. There's one two things that are pretty big, but like our biggest thing is sometimes when we start to communicate with each other, we both get passionate and then
we both get defensive.
we both get defensive.
Yeah. The other thing is politically, even though we have we feel the same on all the policies, we prioritize them differently. So we get a little heated about politics sometimes. Um, and then leaving in the past, trauma from our past relationships and not bringing that into our current relationship.
And I'll tell you, that is so hard.
But we talk about it.
We
We
do.
will say, like, hey, because of this in the past, I'm feeling this way, and I know it's not your fault. Can you reassure me?
And I think that's the greatest thing that she brings to the table is that I can tell her anything, and I know she's not going to freak out and you know call me names, run me down, belittle me, anything like that. She is a safe space where I can say how I feel. So I feel comfortable telling her, hey, I'm feeling anxious about this, or hey, in my previous relationship, this happened, and unfortunately, that's bleeding over, and I want you to make you aware of it, and that's why I'm doing this. So that is, I think, the best part is how we can both tell each other anything.
Yeah, that's sweet. What are some of the activities or experiences we enjoy doing together that have strengthened our bond?
Well, road trips,
Road trips.
um, working in the yard, like she's a trooper. He'll get out there and work all day too. Um,
Yes. Uh, the gym.
yeah,
We do that together.
yeah.
It's at 6 o'clock every morning, and we meet each other there, and we're not always in the best of moods, but we get there. We try. Um, I thought that a good thing that we did that has strengthened our bond is we inspire each other with our jobs.
Well, we're supportive of
We
each
are very
other,
supportive of each
and
other.
we tell each other, you know, you can do this, you can do that, and then also too, you're a great sounding board. If I have something I want to, run past you, run, I'll tell you, and you'll give me your feedback, and it's the same. I feel it's the same with you. If you have a question or whatever, you'll get my input and kind of see, what you're thinking.
Because we're both entrepreneurs and we value each other's business experience and thoughts. Would you say?
Well, everything like life experiences, like all that,
Yeah.
everything plays into it, and it's really interesting how everything in our lives is intertwined into everything else.
Are we codependent?
We're co-addicted.
We're addicted. Yeah, that's probably true. Any funny or awkward moments from our early dates?
Yeah. The
What?
funniest part is we go to a haunted house in Gatlinburg. I am terrified of that stuff.
He does not like
I do
haunted stuff.
not. So took her to the Ripley's haunted house. He was all jazzed up, super duper. Oh, you're gonna be scared. You're gonna pee your pants. Ah. Well, guess who peed in their pants?
Allegedly. Allegedly.
No, confirmed.
That's because I was the first person in, he was the middle, and there was this couple behind us. And so he didn't get scared at all. Me and the guy in the back got scared the
It
most.
was funny though.
What is your favorite way to show affection or care?
All right. So one thing I like to do is number one, I'll give you the first sip of any Coke or whatever I get.
He does. It's my first sip of everything. It's so sweet.
But I like to help you out. Like whatever you need. If you need help with anything, I want to be there and help take some of the burden away to make stuff easier for you. So it's whatever you need.
He told me once that he said, my job is to make your life easier. And I melted. I was like, oh, thank God. I love you so much. You sweet man. Ah, that's music to any woman's ears. How can I help you? God, women love that. Okay. How do you feel our relationship has supported your personal growth?
It's leaps and bounds. Like, so before I felt like if you went to counseling, there was a stigmatism with it, and that it implied that you were broken and there's something wrong with you. And then being able to talk to you and run through some of the trauma that I've had, and then not being ridiculed, um, has made me feel like, well, okay, maybe I can face that the past childhood traumas and work through that so that those traumas don't come back
Correct.
in our relationship.
Yeah.
Like they might have impacted my previous relationship and I didn't even realize it. And so that right there is incentive enough to start to do that.
Yeah. Also, about your attachment style, we both have insecure attachment styles that we're working on. So has that decreased since with being with me?
It's decreased a little bit over time. Like, all right, this is gonna be bad. So I texted her one day. She didn't text me back for 3 hours,
Every anxious person will totally understand.
and I'm freaking out. And I'm like, hey, uh, you didn't respond in 3 hours. What's up? And me not realizing this is a busy lady and she was down the rabbit hole doing some research, didn't take that into account. So with time, the anxiousness has decreased.
Well, and ever since you said that to me, I've tried really hard to get back to you right away because I
Yes,
know that that makes you anxious.
yes,
So
absolutely.
that's been helpful. Your self-worth?
You have helped my self worth tremendously.
We've helped each other.
I'm giving you the credit here. Thank
I know, but maybe oh, anyway. Okay, can I just ask you another question?
Okay.
Without revealing too much about your last relationship, because I want to be respectful.
Okay.
What did you do wrong in that relationship that you would never do again?
So the number one thing that I did wrong in that relationship is I did not keep like the romance alive. I took that for granted. Like didn't go on date nights. Once we had our son, I kind of got into the routine of just being there for him, being dad, and not taking into consideration my ex. And I think that is the biggest thing because then I don't think we I felt like looking back we lost being a couple when we had a child.
Do you feel like you prioritize being a dad over being a husband?
I did, yes.
That's really brave to admit, and that's really great that you know that. Anything else?
Sure, a tons of stuff I could throw myself under the bus for.
I know we don't have to go that far. That is a lot of information. Um, so can you share any funny moments that we had together? I can do it if
Go
you
for
want.
it.
Remember when we were in Atlanta?
Oh my God.
You want to tell the story? I want to hear from you, not from me.
That I thought that was just so serendipitous how all that happened. So we went to the World of Coke.
Yes.
The first,
Because we love Coke Zero. We're big
yes.
fans.
So we were going to start off at the aquarium, and then we were going to go to the World of Coke afterwards.
Yeah.
But the line for the aquarium was crazy. So World of Coke was not very busy. So we rolled in there. We get to the store, and we're like two little kids. Oh, let's get some stuff. Let's get some souvenirs. I said, get you a shirt. I'm gonna get a T-shirt. And we got some. I got like everywhere I go, I get like a magnet or a sticker. I have to do that.
So we got these polar bear onesies, head to toe polar bear onesies. And we thought, oh, this would be so fun at Christmas. But then that night, you took me to a fancy restaurant, and then you said, hey, you have two options after dinner. Do you want to go ride these carriage rides around Atlanta? Or do you want to go rent scooters and race those around town? And I said, I would like to go rent scooters and race them around town, but only if we can wear those polar bear onesies. Because you are such, you all can't see how this man is 6'2". I'm 5'2". He's a whole foot taller than me. He's a giant bear of a man. I just thought that'd be the cutest thing, seeing him in a polar bear outfit. And we raced around. That's not the funny part. Funny part is how did we end the night?
Well, no, no, no. I thought one of the funny that was the scary part.
Whatever.
The funny part was there was this female police officer directing traffic.
Yeah.
And so, of course, I stop and I'm talking to her, just shooting the breeze. And then the next thing I know, she's commenting. No, we talked to her on the way back to the hotel. We told her we were going to put on the onesies and come ride. And we come back, she sees us. And we start talking to her. Next thing we know, she has got traffic stopped
Stopped.
in the whole intersections everywhere. Everybody's just
Mhm.
sitting there. She's in the middle of the intersection taking pictures of us.
He grabs my camera and takes photos of us and stops traffic. Nobody's going anywhere because she's taking pictures of us.
Nowhere.
The night ended with me crashing on the scooter and
Hmm.
really hurting myself. But you win some, you lose some.
Terrifying.
Okay. What role does spirituality play in our life and how does it influence our relationship? Now, spirituality is associated with individuals searching for meaning, purpose, and connection to soothing greater than themselves. It's basically personal growth. Do you think we both equally desire personal growth?
I think we definitely value personal growth. I
Yeah.
think we're constantly trying to become better versions of ourselves.
Yeah.
And I do think too, and I don't know if this is, you're going to classify this as spirituality, but we will pull over in a heartbeat and look at a sunset.
A rainbow.
Just to soak it in. There's something about it. I don't know if you consider that
Yes. Yes, it
spirituality or not,
is.
but I freaking
Oh,
love that.
it's all. It's amazing. Um, how do you believe we effectively communicate and resolve conflicts as a couple?
Well, that was the easy one. We just we go through it so efficiently and 90% of the time.
I know we have our bad days.
But what we do is if I'm feeling a certain way, I will tell you, you'll hear me, you'll listen, and then you'll respond, or vice versa. And so we understand that neither one of us are being malicious and there's no ill intent. And then we're just laying it out there, and luckily we both can absorb it and then process it and then say, okay, well, like if I mess something up, then I'm like, "Oh, okay, I messed something up," or
Yeah, I think that both of us come to the relationship non-judgmental. When something is said, we're not really judging the other person. We give them a safe place to talk and we are honest. And I think that we really trust each other. that it will stay between us and safe.
So Gary, don't tell her what I said. All right, now
Gary is his best
go on
friend.
to the next one.
Are you SpongeBob? Um, you know Gary and SpongeBob?
No, I
Okay, never mind.
thought it was Patrick.
Mhm. It might be. Okay, maybe I'm.
I do have another best friend named Patrick too, so we're good either way.
You do. They're both covered. Then maybe I should be that for Halloween. Can you share any advice for maintaining a healthy and balanced relationship?
Due diligence. And the reason I say that is like the way we did it when we were vetting each other. We both came looking for a relationship.
You know how sexy that is that you said betting each other. Sorry, God.
I came with a list of qualities that I was looking for that I
Yes.
made 9 months before I met you,
Mhm.
3 months before I even knew you on TikTok. You obviously have a list of non-negotiables and qualities that you're looking for.
Yeah.
And so what I liked about that process was number one, it was self-reflection on my part, and then like taking a hard look at myself and saying, hey, you didn't do this good, or okay, hey, you did this okay, but then having a list of what I'm looking for. And then so like when I found you and you ticked off the boxes, it was like, oh yeah, okay. It made the process so much more efficient.
Yeah. So knowing what you want
Yes.
and not settling for less than that.
Yes.
Awesome.
And self-reflection. Do some self-reflection.
Um, how do you navigate maintaining your individuality within our relationship?
I'm an individual? Am I?
I mean, we are codicted,
No. Well, I
which
mean,
which
it's
is a word that we put together for codependent and addicted to one another because since we've been together for the last 10 months, we've maybe spent 7 days apart,
like whole days.
whole days.
Yeah.
I mean, we've at least seen each other for 5 minutes on it on any day, but we also live really close to each other. So that helps. And we go to the same gym and so on and so forth. But we are allowed to have different opinions and we respect that in each other and we're getting better at that. We do are allowed to go see our other friends and spend time doing that, but we really do enjoy being together.
Yeah.
That's a good thing, I think. We're best friends. Am I your best friend? Can you say that?
You're my best friend.
I mean, I could share you with Gary.
Okay.
In what ways do you see our relationship influencing your individual journey of self discovery?
It's just helping me feel supported in trying to grow and move forward. Like I know if I have a problem or if I'm struggling or whatever, you'll be there to kind of like guide and push or, you know, if I need that.
Get it together, boo.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's not bad, is it?
No.
Yeah, we hold each other accountable.
Yes.
I think that's good too. Ooh, do you remember the boundaries that you told me you had when we first started dating? You had four boundaries that I wrote down.
No. Refresh my memory.
You said no smoking.
Oh yeah.
You said no lying,
Yeah.
no cheating,
Yeah.
and no being critical or abusive.
Yeah.
Now, I wasn't going to do any of those things, but I just loved that you were aware that these were your boundaries and you would walk away if I did any of those things.
Yeah, because the line goes directly to trust, and if I don't have trust, then what's the point?
Yes, I agree. How do you navigate boundaries and respect my privacy within our relationship? I've done some things too.
How do I navigate your boundaries?
How do you navigate boundaries and respect my privacy within a relationship? So, what are some boundaries I've said to you that you had to respect? Well, or I can say it. First of all, my 90-day rule, you were very respectful of that. No kissing, sex, sleepovers, or exclusivity within the first 90 days. Very respectful. I also asked you when we first started dating that when you came to my house to please put the toilet seat down. We are not scavengers here. And we had a discussion about that. And you were like, why don't you put the toilet seat on? And I said, because the risk for me of falling in the toilet is way more than your risk that you would be taking. And please be romantic if you want to ever have sex with me.
Flowers every month.
You do get me flowers every month. Yes, the first of every month. It's
The
so
toilet
sweet.
seat thing, I really thought was kind of like, really? Is it that big of a deal? But then, like, before we talk about it, and I'm like, is this a hill that I want to die on? No.
No.
Okay, I'll do my best to try to put the seat down every time. And I think I haven't done that like two or three times.
Yeah, you have been fantastic about it. I just have some trauma by falling in some toilets and not putting toilet seats down. Also, there was a time where I came to you and I said, hey, you're making all these sarcastic jokes kind of at my expense. And I don't really see it as funny. You see it as hilarious because you
I'm the funniest person in the seat.
you are the funniest person in that seat right there. You always make me laugh. But uh I just was like, I know that this might be weird, but can you just not make those sarcastic jokes with me? It took a few days of us discussing that and you like understanding my perspective and where I was coming from. But
And
you
it's still a struggle. I'll be honest with you. It's still a struggle.
yeah,
Um, 52 years of being a smartass, it's hard to cut it off in 10 months. But I'm trying.
you've done a really great job. A really great job. I'm super happy about that. Uh, what are some things that you look forward to in our future together?
Everything. Life, adventures, like even the mundane stuff. I'm looking forward to all of it.
Christmases, fun holidays.
Not Groundhog Day, y'all. That's another story.
You like my Groundhog Day. Come on. You like my Groundhog Day.
She makes a meatloaf shaped like a groundhog with deviled eggs for eyes.
Deviled eggs. It looks like roadkill. It's hysterical.
I love meatloaf, but
It's your favorite thing. Meatloaf is your favorite thing. And I made it in the shape of a groundhog. That's creative. That's
induces trauma. I still have
is that the
nightmares.
toilet seat to you?
Yes.
Do you really have nightmares?
No.
No, you don't have nightmares. Ah, how do you feel about gender roles in relationships?
That's a tough one though, because like, all right, society has it set up where we're supposed to do this and you're supposed to do that.
Yeah,
And
screw society.
I think what's good about us is like we complement each other. There's things that you're strong at that I'm not strong at, and vice versa. So I don't know if we even have an issue with gender roles. I don't like doing the dishes. I'll tell you that. Never have. I don't like the dishes.
Yeah, that's okay. I'll do the dishes if you take out the damn trash. I hate
I,
doing that
I,
too.
I don't like doing the trash either. But I'll roll it to the road. That's the easy part.
Yeah. But the good thing is, here's what one of my favorite things about Mount Meadow. He was raised by a single mama who was a strong, confident woman who never really introduced him to religion or patriarchal shit. And so he has a lot of respect for single moms and independent, successful women. And so you've never made me feel like, oh, that's a woman's job. So
Yeah, no.
and I just love that about you. You're a bit of a unicorn in of men, in my opinion, because of that.
And like you tell me that all the time, and it still blows my mind because it's like some of this stuff seems like it's just like common sense or something, and you're like, no, it's not. And that still literally blows my mind.
There's a lot of men that are insecure and need to dominate a woman. And I love that we are a partnership.
Yes. And that's one of the first things that we actually talked about is we're looking for a partner.
Yes. Yeah, not somebody to submit to you or to lead me. Because hell, I've been a single woman for the last 5 years. I can lead myself. And I do love that about us. Do you see me as your equal?
Mm. Depends on the day of the week.
Come on, man.
In the gym, never.
You kidding me? You're not doing handstands and stretching like I'm stretching and
Miss, I'm gonna stop at 10 reps and that's it.
huh?
Let's go to failure.
Let's go. Okay. Women's bodies are different than men's. But okay, but where else? Like in every other aspect of our life, do you see me as your equal?
Yes,
That's good.
without a doubt. Your brain power is inspiring.
And my boobs.
Well, we're gonna keep that. We're gonna we're gonna keep that PG, y'all.
We're gonna keep that PG. Sorry, my bad. We making any edits in this video. I told him I'm like I cannot take the time to edit this video, so we aren't editing. So I apologize if you hear things you don't want to hear. What do you feel about feminism? Feminism is meaning that women and men should have equal rights.
Okay, a little bit of background. When I when I hear feminism, I think of the blue-haired ladies. No offense, of the blue-haired ladies that are like Karens and like over the line. And that's what I think. But then when you read me that definition, and I'm like, "Are you sure?" Like you had to read it 2 or 3 times. I'm like, no, no, that's not it.
Yeah,
No, absolutely, we should be equal. Everybody should be equal.
yeah.
Everybody should be equal.
So you're a feminist?
I don't know about all that.
Yes.
So I still I don't know about that term.
You get uncomfortable with that term.
I do, and
And
it
why
doesn't
is
make. I
that?
don't know. It doesn't make
We're
sense.
gonna have to deep dive into that.
It, I'm telling you, it doesn't make sense.
You know, I'm getting you for Christmas
Why?
a
Um,
T-shirt that says "I am a feminist,"
Lord.
and I'll wear a John Wayne T-shirt, and he'll be saying "I am a feminist" too. Okay. How do you feel about my kids? Are they baggage?
No,
Because I get a lot of men that say that.
no. Kids are not baggage. No, 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 no.
Tell it to them.
Your kids. What I like about your kids is they're all within what 3 or 4 years of each other.
4 kids in 3 years.
3 years.
Yeah, 3 years.
And what I find fascinating is she has two twin boys, and they are different,
Totally different.
totally different.
Mhm.
They're unique. Um, but like that's what I like. I like every one of your kids has their own like niche.
I do. Personality for days.
Absolutely. So yeah, no, I dig your kids.
So you have one son,
Yes,
and you're dating a woman who has 4 children.
yes.
Some men would say, "Oh my God, that's crazy. She comes with baggage. No man wants
No,
that."
no, no, no.
But I got the impression from you that you always wanted a big family and you're excited when we do holiday stuff together that it's a lot of people and we're all involved.
Well, yeah, when I was younger, I said I wanted to have 6 kids. That was crazy. That was crazy. And going from one child to then hanging out with four is quite the adjustment.
That's crazy too.
There is some adjustment there for sure, but
You kind of like the chaos a little bit, don't you?
not in the car. Oh my God.
Car rides.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that does get loud. I'm loud, and my kids are loud, and so I love it. We gotta put some earmuffs on you.
I have to get put my earbuds in.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. How did you feel about dating a woman who had a transgender son?
It didn't really. All right. So I've only met two transgender people. Your son is one of them.
Mhm.
And so I don't fully understand the the mechanisms and everything behind it, but it's not for me. It's not for me to understand. And so it's like
You're so cute. Give me kisses. It's a good
it's
answer.
no, it's like this is America. Do what you want to do, be who you want to be, as long as it doesn't affect my rights. That's the way I see it.
They see it the same way.
Yeah. So
So he's a cool dude. My son.
you would never know he is transgender unless, how do you say that? Like just seeing him walking around, you would never, ever, ever notice.
He will be so happy to hear you say that. It's gonna make me cry. Let's go, Harley. Okay, question.
Okay.
If you had a daughter that was 6 or 7
Very
years old and she got lost in the woods, would you want her to be run to cross paths with a man or a bear?
A little bit of backstory. We've had this conversation.
And I'm curious what you're saying.
All right, so the logical brain says, of course, you never want your child to encounter a bear in the woods because bears are dangerous and they can kill you. But then when you really take that and you go deeper, how many men are dangerous and will kill you and or rape you?
I don't know if we can say those words on this. Um, yes, we talked about this, and then I pulled up the statistics, and you were like, "Oh, no, yeah, right." The statistics of a bear killing you versus the statistics of a man are very different. So, what is your answer?
Unfortunately, well, I don't know if you want to say unfortunately, but I think a bear would be safer.
You're my bear. You're my big burly bear, teddy bear.
This is a family show.
Okay. Good. Think. Okay, what is your go-to karaoke song and why?
It's not. It's an easy answer. I don't do karaoke.
Yet.
Mhm.
If you had to sing a song, what song would it be?
Don't stop believing.
Don't stop believing.
Who sings that song?
Journey.
Yeah.
You're gonna say that.
And you
Dang
fell
it.
for it anyway.
I know. If you could have dinner with any fictional character, who would it be?
Fictional character?
Fictional, false. John Wayne.
Well, John Wayne was a real man.
But one of his characters.
One of his characters would be Chance from the Hellfighters.
Dance from the Hellfighters. I don't even know that movie. What is the most ridiculous fashion trend you ever followed?
That I followed?
Yes.
No, I'm not fashionable, so no. But I will tell you, I don't do any fashion stuff. I'm plain Jane, just like my food, plain Jane.
Yes.
But the fashion trend that makes me wonder why is the freaking mullet coming back.
Business front, party in the back. Is
The Kentucky waterfall.
that what it's called?
That's what it's called.
Oh, what are some funny, speaking of Kentucky waterfall, some funny sayings that you
You come with that on top of my head.
craziest country shit I've never heard of. And I'm a born and raised country girl, but he says some stuff.
Like, country come to town.
What does that mean?
That means when us hillbillies actually go to the big city, it's country come to
Why don't you
town.
come to town? Then every time that he leaves my house, he's like, all right, gotta go to the barn.
Gotta take her to the
Gotta
barn.
take her to the barn. I'm like, what barn? Your barn? You're gonna go to your barn now?
Gotta put the truck in the wind.
So that means he's got to drive or put the truck in the wind and go to the and head to the barn, which means he's got to drive home and go home. Barn is home.
Take her to the barn.
So when people say you were raised in a barn, you can say yes.
Close enough.
You say the craziest shit, and I fucking love it because I'm always like, what does that mean? That's interesting. Oh, if you could instantly become an expert in one thing, what would it be?
Agronomy.
What?
Agronomy.
Agriculture?
No, the study of soil science.
Yeah, I was close. The study of he owns a landscaping company. I love that. I love nerds. Yes, I love it. All right, good job. If you had to choose an animal to be your life coach, what animal would it be?
A monitor lizard.
Look that up before.
Yes, that's the first thing that pops up.
Don't just say the first animal that comes to your head. What animal do you like love the most?
I guess any kind of bird because of the freedom that a bird will have to be able to fly and soar.
Like a bird, I want to fly away.
Never heard that song.
Nelly Furtado, I think. Furtado? Did I just? I don't know if that's right. Okay, bird. Pterodactyl?
No, man. So, isn't that a dinosaur?
Dinosaur bird?
Okay.
I don't know. What's the worst haircut you've ever had?
Jesus Christ. Okay. So, is it for brag?
Oh my God, you have an answer. Okay.
I had to go get a haircut because my hair was a little too long and I was getting in trouble.
Okay.
So, I went over to Fayetteville and it was late. And I roll into the black barbershop that I did not know was the black barbershop. And I asked them for a flat top for first time ever. And it was a freaking kid and play box. It was perfectly level. It was like a putting green. It was yes.
Love it.
No. It's not what it's not what I wanted.
Flat top. They gave you a flat top.
And I was wrong.
Great story. Oh, God. Okay. If you could time travel, would you go to the past or the future and when?
Hmm. Okay, so if I go to the future, do I still keep my knowledge from present day?
Yes.
Oh, I go to the future because I know all the stocks.
You mean you go to the past and
Oh
put your
yeah.
money?
Yes, that way. We'll catch that.
Put
We'll catch that in there.
some money in Apple and Amazon
Yeah,
and all those places. Really, it'd be the money thing?
because I could buy happiness.
I think I would go to the past and like, okay, I'd want to go to the past and meet Jesus. Be like, listen, you know what they're saying in the future.
Do we get to come back or we're stuck?
Yeah, we get to come back. Probably go save Martin Luther King.
I don't want to go meet Abraham Lincoln.
Interesting. That would be a good one to meet too. Uh, I might even go in the past and no, I can't say that. That would not be nice. What's your vision for a fulfilling relationship in the future? Do you see a future with us?
Midge.
That'd be awkward if he said no.
Midge.
The smidge. Today he called me and he was like, because he's off of work because it's raining outside. We got Hurricane Helene coming through. And he was like, I just watched all of our videos from your playlist, Mountain Man playlist on TikTok. And I just love you more than I ever have before.
Yeah, it brought back all the memories from the beginning. That's
Mhm.
crazy to think about. It's been 10 months and then we have so many memories that some are starting to kind of I won't say fade, but kind of get filed farther and farther back.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But I'm glad we have it all on record.
I agree.
All right, friends. I think that is the end of my questions. If you have any more questions, please let me know. Write them in the comments and maybe we'll do a Are you willing to do another one?
We're gonna see how bad y'all's comments are on this one. 'Cause I already know there's some hate coming.
We are going to be think positively, and we look. I'm the one in control. We can block all the haters. I don't have a problem doing that. I do. I block 10 to 15 haters every single day. So we'll just block the haters and keep the lovers and the supporters and the kind, wonderful people. You good with that?
Hmm.
All right. I'll block them and delete their crap before you even see it.
No, but I want to fight.
I know. Oh no. Y'all be nice now. And until next time, we'll come back again for another session of Cook with Holly. Make sure you subscribe and follow me here on YouTube. I'm also on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. And we'll see if my man wants to make any more appearances and is brave enough. You're brave. You're so brave. All right. Love y'all. Until next time.